Gears of War was a huge hit from the outset. Its combination of tight game controls, bloody gore and stellar graphics made Gears of War the new standout title for the Xbox 360. But times have moved on since then, so is the original beginning to show its age, or can Gears of War still hold its ground with the best of today's shooters? Gears of War, is it worth it? The campaign will take you around 7 hours to complete, depending on your chosen difficulty setting. Gears of War is a cover-based shooter, which means you'll spend most of your time travelling across terrain that features a vast assortment of different waist-high objects while spraying bullets into your foes. The cover system was something that had been seen before in other games, but none managed to execute the game mechanic quite as well as Epic. Moving from cover to cover is fast and easy, making it one of the game's best features.
Man, that was nasty.
The story does enough to push things forwards, even if it won't amaze. It is obvious that Gears of War was written to have many sequels, as the plot spends more time asking questions rather than answering them.
Hey, are you the Marcus Phoenix? The one who fought at Asphiel Fields?
Yep.
Wow, cool!
Not really.
But the campaign really gets fun when you play with a friend. The game's campaign features both split screen and online co-op, which allows two players to play through the full campaign side by side. And it is obvious that this is how the game is meant to be played. The campaign is full of events that feel like they were made just for co-op. And while these moments still play well by yourself, for the full experience, try to play with a friend.
I hope I got the right path here.
Hey, I hope we both do.
Epic Games have admitted since Gears of War's release that the game's multiplayer was a late and slightly underdeveloped part of the game. This shows by the multiplayer's lack of features. This doesn't, however, mean that the multiplayer isn't any fun. The fact that Gears of War was still in the top 10 most played games on Xbox Live in the same week that Gears of War 2 was released is a real testament to the popularity and longevity of the title, and this is all down to the game's core gameplay. Unlike what you might expect from a cover shooter, games are extremely fast-paced, with the tactic of rushing with a shotgun being the preferred method of combat, rather than hanging back in cover with an assault rifle. Despite this, games still feel fair and balanced. The majority of the game types have no respawns, which helps with balancing, as well as keeping games intense. The multiplayer has 4 game types that can be played on a total of 16 maps, if you include the game's free downloadable content. But this is about all of the features that the multiplayer offers. There is no matchmaking system, no theatre mode, no rank progression, no unlocks, and very little customization past choosing the maps and weapons. Thankfully though, the game's core gameplay is enough to keep you having fun for hours. Usually it is anyway. A series of bugs, glitches and exploits that have never been patched can ruin proceedings, including players getting outside the maps, not having a weapon, getting stuck on terrain, and shooting people that are behind you can really spoil games. And being killed by exploits such as firing around corners or being spawned camped can be extremely frustrating. The online multiplayer's host system can also make matches feel outright unfair. The host of the game is extremely powerful when compared to all of the other players, to the extent that if the host is a good player, they can sometimes seem almost impossible to kill. Gears of War's online multiplayer has a very steep learning curve. Most lobbies are full of highly skilled veteran players that, in combination with the lack of respawns, can make learning how to play the game a slow process. Thankfully though, the positives outweigh the negatives. The online community is still very much active, So if you missed Gears of War the first time round and are looking for a quality third-person shooter at a bargain bin price, then Gears of War would most definitely be worth it.
Who loves you, baby? Yeah, group hug.